Imagine waking up on Monday morning, grabbing your coffee, and discovering your company no longer needs a single employee. Meet Leo, a 35-year-old manager. On Friday afternoon, he still had a job, but by Monday morning, his entire department did not. This is not a story about a bankrupt business, but a sudden shockwave that could change our entire society overnight. Leo thought he had years to adapt to this shift. However, the widely cited Oxford Martin study suggests that up to 47% of jobs could be automated. Leo watched as freelance platforms recently reported a sharp decline in digital translation and copywriting contracts. He realized that routine digital work was being commoditized in real time. A survey of corporate executives revealed that a large majority plan to automate administrative workflows within 2 years. Leading thinkers at the World Economic Forum warned that global systems are completely unprepared. For Leo, this transition felt less like a statistic and more like a looming storm. As companies reduce headcount to slash costs, they also remove purchasing power from their own markets. This shift is not a distant, manageable trend, but a coiled spring waiting to release. For modern knowledge workers, the prospect of a jobless world represents an immediate, personal shock. When the first wave of automation hit, Leo spent months learning AI prompting and upskilling. He believed that by adapting quickly, he could secure his position in the new corporate hierarchy. Yet no matter how fast he upskilled, the automated agents grew faster and cheaper. The realization that you cannot outrun a machine that works for pennies creates a deep personal anxiety. When machines execute desk tasks for near zero cost, your technical speed becomes an economic liability. Your entire identity and sense of purpose have been built on the assumption that your time has market value. When that assumption is broken, the structural foundations of your daily routine collapse. This displacement forces you to confront the ultimate question. How do you secure food, shelter, and dignity when the market no longer needs your labor? The story becomes more interesting when we look at how this breaks our economic model. To understand this transition, we must first look at the breakdown of the modern wage-labor cycle. For 2 centuries, the cycle of earning wages and spending them has driven corporate profits and consumer-led economies. When companies automate production, they reduce costs and increase profits. However, they also remove wages from the system, reducing the purchasing power of the population. This creates the central paradox of the automated economy, a system that produces infinite goods but destroys its own consumers. Leo tried to compete by working longer hours and learning new software tools. Yet his company recently automated its administrative and coordination pipelines anyway. The firm achieved record revenue, but half of the employees were immediately displaced. Without salary deposits, these former workers could no longer purchase the company's services. This friction is showing the early cracks in our standard operating model, but that's not the real problem. This wage-labor breakdown drives a sharp divergence in our economy. Historically, productivity and employment grew in tandem, sharing the wealth of progress. Today, economic growth is completely decoupling from human labor. Corporate values reach historic highs, while human headcount requirements continue to shrink. AI-native startups can now scale output exponentially with almost 0 human employees. Consequently, wealth is concentrating at the top faster than ever before. The average worker's leverage in negotiating wages is simply evaporating. We are entering a jobless economy where markets expand but employment permanently contracts. This jobless expansion is already spreading from tech to marketing, law, and education. Soon, the economic link between value creation and human labor will break forever. What happened next surprised even economists. The transition to a post-work society will not be a gradual decline, it will be a sudden phase shift. In physics, a phase shift occurs when a substance changes state instantly once a critical temperature is reached. In society, the Black Swan tipping point occurs when autonomous AI agents cross a critical coordination threshold. Suddenly, hiring a human worker for any digital desk task becomes an active financial liability. For Leo's firm, this tipping point arrived over a single weekend when a new agent network was deployed. The system automated customer support, data integration, and report writing with 99% accuracy. By Monday morning, his team's manual review tasks were completely obsolete. Competing businesses are forced by the market to automate immediately or face bankruptcy. This triggers a rapid, unstoppable cascade of layoffs that catches social institutions completely off guard. It leaves millions of skilled professionals displaced before governments can even draft a legislative response. But the loss of employment was only the first domino to fall. Actually, the loss of jobs is not the most dangerous crisis in a post-work society. The real disruption is the sudden collapse of human routine, identity, and purpose. For the first time in history, millions of people like Leo have 24 hours of free time every single day. While this initially feels like a dream of endless leisure, the psychological reality is far more complex. Without the structure, schedule, and social connections provided by a job, many individuals experience a loss of direction. The human mind is naturally wired to solve problems, overcome struggles, and seek achievement. When machines handle all execution for free, our daily efforts can feel completely meaningless. Leo found himself waking up at 9 in the morning with a sense of emptiness and no destination. He tried finding another corporate job, but every interview ended with automated rejection letters. This rejection led to a period of deep isolation and depression, reflecting a broader social crisis. We must learn to decouple our sense of self-worth from our economic utility. If work no longer provides purpose, history suggests people will begin looking elsewhere. One possible scenario is a highly unequal society where asset owners control all AI tools while the rest rely on UBI. This division could turn automated abundance into a gilded cage of dependency. Another potential scenario is a shift toward local, cooperative networks of value. Leo accepted temporary public assistance before gradually building economic independence through the local community. In these spaces, human connection, physical labor, and mutual support are valued for their own sake. People trade handmade goods, share tools, and collaborate on local improvements without using corporate networks. This local cooperative economy provides the social structure and purpose that the corporate market destroyed. It represents a bottom-up model for distributing the benefits of automated productivity. However, there is no guarantee that UBI or cooperative networks will solve all inequality. The future will likely be a complex mix of hyper-automated digital systems and localized human interactions. How we prepare for these diverse scenarios will define the winners of the post-work economy. If these trends continue, the structure of human society could look radically different by 2035. One scenario is the rise of community-centric cities designed around public spaces, parks, and wellness hubs. It is possible that the traditional 5-day work week will be viewed as a historical relic of the industrial era. We may see universal basic income implemented as a standard public utility, funded by automated productivity. This basic income would secure food, housing, and health care for citizens as a baseline. The boundary between retirement and active life might dissolve entirely. Education would likely transform, shifting from training technical executors to cultivating human creativity, philosophy, and ethics. Local permaculture gardens and communal kitchens could become the heart of neighborhood life. Leo might spend his mornings teaching community workshops and his afternoons working in a community orchard. Digital reputation and community contribution could replace corporate titles as the primary source of status. The job market might no longer exist in its traditional form. Instead, humans would participate in voluntary, purpose-driven projects that benefit their local communities. The global economy would likely bifurcate into highly efficient AI production and a high-touch human economy. The primary source of human fulfillment would shift from consumption to creation and connection. The success of a nation would be measured by the well-being of its citizens, not its GDP. This transition presents a profound opportunity to reclaim your time and define your own worth. To prepare for a post-work society, you must start building assets that are independent of the execution layer. Stop investing all your energy in digital skills that AI can perform for free. Instead, focus on developing high-value, non-replicable human skills, leadership, taste, and curation. Double down on systems thinking, negotiation, and building deep relationships of trust. Learn to leverage AI to handle the execution, while you focus on the original ideas and strategic direction. The valuable roles of the future are not desk managers, but community facilitators, craft educators, and relationship advisors. By focusing on these human-centric areas today, you secure your place in any future scenario. The end of work is not the end of human progress. It is the beginning of our truest evolution. Will you cling to the dying system of wage labor, or will you begin preparing for a post-work society today? Subscribe to Future Decoded for weekly strategies to help you navigate this transition and build a meaningful life. Share your opinion in the comments. How will you spend your days when you no longer have to work?